So we're very pleased this morning to introduce Richard Koch to the IoD and his new book, Simplicity. Richard has been an entrepreneur, a successful businessman, started up lots of companies, and has a lot to say about simplicity and why this needs to be one of the coming things for business. Richard.
The key idea behind Simplify is that there are two different kinds of ways in which we can simplify a business, and they're completely opposite to each other. One of them I call price simplifying. Price simplifying means that you reduce the price of a product or service by at least half. So it has to be less than half price. So you think about an IKEA table or a budget airline or indeed the Ford Model T when it started and so on and so forth. The idea is you have to find a way to make the product, or indeed McDonald's, you have to find a way to make the product at least half the price of what it was before. And you do that by making it as simple as possible for the manufacturer. And the customer has to fit in with the way the company does it. I mean, traveling on a budget airline is safe, it's quite fast, but it's not the greatest experience in the world, but it is very, very cheap. And then there's another type of simplifying, which is the opposite, which is the product or service has to be made simple for the customer. So simple to use. Think about something like an iPad, which a 3-year-old can actually use with a little bit of instruction. It has to be more useful than previous products. Think of all the things that you can do on iPhone, and yet it's very, very easy to use. And it also has to be beautiful. So art is the third of the dimensions. So by working on one of those dimensions, or all of those dimensions, you make the experience for the customer a joy to use the product or service. And that I call proposition simplifying, because it's all about the proposition. In the first case, the thing is incredibly cheap. In the second case, the thing is insanely great, as Steve Jobs would say, at least an order of magnitude, at least 10 times better or incomparable to anything that had been done before. And to get that as simple as possible can be a very complex exercise, but it must be simple for the customer. The common theme to both types of simplifying is extraordinary value for the customer. So you can have extraordinary value either because it's very inexpensive, but basically does what the product has always done, or it's incredible value for money because you just like it so much. It might be quite expensive and allow a high margin for the manufacturer or the producer, but it is so fantastic, everyone wants it. And that is also the common theme, linking these two ways of simplifying, which is they cause markets to explode. So when you cut the price in half, a market doesn't double, it can increase 10 times, 100 times, 100,000 times sometimes. And that creates enormous growth for the company that is the predominant producer in that particular, the first person who's actually done it. And those companies become extremely valuable. So I'm trying to encourage everyone, all of the IoD members, entrepreneurs, to simplify their business and make it hugely bigger and more valuable, not only for themselves, but for the customers.
Well, there we have some fantastic food for thought. Richard, thank you so much for coming into the IoD and speaking to our members this morning. And I wish the members all the very best on trying to take some of these principles and applying them to their own companies.
James, thanks for inviting me.
Thanks.
Great. Thank you.